Shalom, Kol Halal, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakaha, Kwadash. Double honors into the apostles, double honors into the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers, the would-be judges, the 144,000, and the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners, among the heathen nation, that have the appearance of the heathen nations. Right, this is not a black only thing. And to the few Akwath that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with another lesson in truth. And I have 4 precepts in mind, and then whatever else the Spirit gives, of this compilation of videos that was sent to me from a couple different believers and helps, and actually 3 when I think about it. And this is pretty heavy. And then I'm gonna finish with a video from the beloved brother from the Arrows of Indignation. Let him close it out without interruption. Just let it play right out. And that's about a 7 or 8 minute video. So I'm going to end with that one, because you still have the scoffers and the deniers. And I know a lot of them are agents and things of that nature too. A lot of them aren't even real accounts. But, Esau Edom is desperate to try to, come against the truth and debunk the truth. You can't debunk the truth. That's the problem. All right. The truth is the truth. It defends itself. All right. We here at the Great Millstone have done a diligent search, better than Esau's, as to breaking down the meaning of the scriptures, backing it up with precept upon precept, going into the meaning of words to prove that. Well, let me just say this: we don't blurt out our opinion like gospel, like many of the people on the comment boards do. They come with that I think and feel shit. No, nobody, look, STFU. Nobody gives a damn about your opinion, what you think and feel. It's either left or right, it's up or down, it's right or wrong, it's cold or hot. There is no in between when it comes to the Lord, man. All right, so without any further ado, I'm going to play, a portion of this video. And you have to understand, this is from the real estate mindset. There was actually 2 from this one. I'm not going to play the other one. Just the first 5 minutes of this video is more than enough. But it's letting you know that the state of America, if you're really paying attention, is a problem that was created by so-called white people. And they love to point the fingers at at people of color, especially the Israelites, and try to make them a problem. But this is failed white male policy. This is failed leadership, because the bases of men, the lowest of men, the wicked, as the Bible refers to them. Daniel warned us of all things. He warned us that if they would be in charge, they would ruin the earth. And he warned us that there will be a time like never before that's being created because of their rule. So all America's problems are white problems. All right. And, these hateful racists that are being very active, that have been emboldened by their president, are really helping to propagate that. So let me get this scripture. This is Jeremiah 28:8, and it says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old, both prophesy against many countries and against kingdoms, against great kingdoms of war and evil and of pestilence. And there's no kingdom that's been greater than Babylon the Great, which is America, which is also spiritual Egypt and Rome. All right. How could you have the greatest kingdom, as they like to say, in the history of mankind, and it not be mentioned in the Bible? Okay? As simple as that. Prophets have prophesied against this place. It's 1 Peter 4:11. And it reads, if any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of God. And if any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which God giveth, that God in all things may be glorified through Yahushua Mashiach, to whom be the praise and dominion forever and ever. Amen. All right. So We do this that Yahweh shall be praised, because these are the words of his book. He comes in the volume of the book, coming to pass that we're saying, not our own. You have people that come on the comment board and they speak as if we're speaking of things that we want to come to pass. And flip side of the coin, what Yahweh wants, we want. All right. And what Yahweh wants is destruction. Blood and destruction of the Edomite race. Because, oh, you're so full of hate. The Lord is full of hate. He hates Esau, Edom. Look at what they're doing to the earth. You're not complaining about what the hate that's being propagated by the JOOs, by the small hats, committing a genocide before the whole world for almost the last 2 years. You're not complaining about that. You're not complaining about the everlasting, almost 500-year hate, destruction, death that's being done against the Israelites here in America and around the world and other people of color. All right, that these murderous colonizers can continue to just murder and colonize even into 2025, when now that you have video and technology to show you the visuals of what they're doing. Now it's a total of, and as far as the bodies that are washing up, from the people who supposedly were deported, is the bodies are up to 61 now. All right, the sharks didn't get them all. All right, the Lord let those 61 plus bodies make it to the shores to show you the evil of the so-called white man. Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed so-called white man, they are the wicked. They are the destroyers of the earth. They are the destroyers of mankind. All right, and they're being exposed. They are not good people at all. All right, and they're showing their hate as they're trying to get. They're basically the attack on Jacob has begun here in Babylon. And you still have dumbass Israelites and stupid other people that want to be in denial of that truth.
School to memorize facts you never use. You went to school to memorize facts you never use. You were trained to raise your hand, wait your turn, and follow instructions. Then they told you, get a job, work 40 hours a week, give half of it to tax, retire at 67 if you're lucky. That's not a life. That's a script.
It's a sentence.
And most people don't question it because they're too tired from living it. But once you see it, you can't unsee it.
The end of cash could be near, and a new currency system could come sooner than many of us are considering. So today, we're going to investigate why so many bank branches are closing down across the world and ask the question, is this the beginning of the end for cash? And then we're also going to dig into a report where economists are sounding the alarm on what they say is the #1 biggest risk for the Trump presidency, which are bank runs. Now, personally, I find that extremely suspicious because some of those same people are also saying that the economy is strong. Well, if the definition of a strong economy is drowning in $37 trillion in overwhelming debt that's going to be passed on to my unborn grandchildren to pay, then yeah, our economy is super strong. Now, we're also going to cover the Fed's recent banking stress test that was ran on 22 different banks, all of which, probably no surprise to you, passed with flying colors. However, many people are saying that the stress test was the easiest stress test ever performed on banks, not because the banks are super strong and resilient, but because they are incapable of handling a true, real-life economic collapse stress test. Now, think about it, guys. They stress tested about $550 billion in defaults. We have about $600 trillion in derivatives alone. $550 billion isn't even 1% of that $600 trillion.
That's more than enough information right there. All right. $600 trillion. All right. And they couldn't survive 6 billion. Stress test. This is being orchestrated by the A Nationals. A Nationals like BlackRock, and Vanguard, which are controlled and ran by the small hat JOOs. All right, who really have, and they want to bring down the system because they want to usher in a new one. Just like it says on the dollar bill, the Novo Order Seclorum, a new world order. Which, if you said that 20 years ago, you were scoffed and laughed at. Now you've heard presidents say it. Over the last 10, 15 years. Presidents have said it in speeches. Even the Pope mentioned that it's time for a new world order. Yeah, well, the new order that's coming is coming from Yahushua, from who the world ignorantly, fraudulently, and purposely, falsely calls Jesus Christ. Just like, you know, go learn about the Jesus story. The so-called black guy from Africa that came with the powers that these white people are so fearful of, that's being passed around through you know, they know what's about to happen, which is why they have a short time left, which is why they're doing what they're doing. All right. And all this collapse of the system, of the financial system, of the dollar, is to usher in how they're going to control people and bring the world back from the edge of chaos and all this racial skirmish, which is about to happen in America and possibly around the world as a result of what's happening in America. How they're going to bring all this back and get control again with the digital system, with something that's implantable. As simple as that. This is Revelation 13 and 16, and it reads, and he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, a charagma, all right, or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the BESAT, or the number of his name. That is the micro C-HIP. As a matter of fact, before I get any further, let me declare the copyright statute. Section 107 of the copyright statute, right, which allows fair use. You know, I'm declaring it to prevent any issues, because I don't know, I'm pretty sure that this, or I think, I'm going to assume this real estate mindset is monetized. All right, so, you know, I have, you know, I'm declaring the act of Section 107 of the the disclaimer of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is permitted by the copyright statute that might be otherwise infringing. Let's continue. Okay. Here I have clearly some more orchestrated madness. All right. That that's going to be a result of all the craziness and the madness that is actually happening. All right. My professor actually sent me this video here. I saw, I was like, what the hell? So there's some crazy things going on southwest and out west. So here we go.
I didn't know this, but if you're in Texas, law enforcement is telling you that you need one thing if you're going to be parked at these truck stops.
Hey, I'm sitting here in Houston at, this is Channelview or Baytown?
This is Baytown.
This is Baytown, Texas. And this officer here is just checking in the back of my trailer for some vandals. And this is what he told me I need, or this is what he said I need in Texas when I'm at a truck stop.
Here in Texas, at this location, PD and myself would recommend that you have your gun on you. So if anyone tries to steal off of your truck or your trailer, you shoot them.
And because this is considered
your home. Here in Texas, you are protecting your home and your belongings that go to your home. So anyone that's trying to, present themselves as a threat, shoot them down.
Right on. I wish I had a gun with me. Right on. Thank you, officer.
You're so welcome.
Have a great night.
You too.
Bye-bye.
So what this telling you, he said, click, click, say less. All right. But what's that telling you? What's that's telling you? What that's telling you is that trucks have been getting jacked. All right. That's exactly what that's telling you. That's telling you that they've been getting robbed at bus stops. Why? Because they want, resources and the things that other people have. That's a sign of the times. Okay? That is not a very good thing at all. So here, let me grab this next one. And I don't know what the title says, what in the end of the world is happening. It's like, what in the end of the world kind of shit is this? But let's play this. And this happened out in Vegas. All right. And I'm like, what then? I'm still like puzzled. Like, I'm thinking, man, did the Chariots do this? Because there's no way that anybody could have done this and not be seen and not been caught, especially since it goes on for miles and miles and miles. it seems like it goes on for 2 or 3 miles. So here we go.
Las Vegas. We are on Tropicana in front of the Walmart. Every last one of the light poles, the electricity poles are down. This goes for miles. We ain't got no power. I don't know what the hell is going on. This goes for miles, y'all. Look at the cords on the ground. It goes all the way down. Miles. What the hell?
That's some of the craziest shit I've ever seen.
What the hell? All of these are down, y'all. Every last one of the towers down.
See, I'm gonna let it play again because this is crazy.
Las Vegas. We are on Tropicana in front of the Walmart. Every last one of the light poles.
And the bus got stuck in the middle. You don't understand what you're looking at. All right?
We ain't got no power.
So what that means is while that bus was driving, all right, while it was driving and it stopped to pick up passengers, those poles came down as it was in motion, in front and behind it. The bus can't even leave. How? That's some out of the world, unexplainable shit. So what that means is that it wasn't pre-done. It happened right there. Okay? So something came through and pre-cut them and set off charges so that they could fall, but they looked like they were cut. Well, that's some, hey, look, strange things have been happening. You know, like that clear-looking orb that was in between those 2 missiles and knocked both those missiles out the sky. All right? Hey, you people don't think that this is real, man. The Lord is also enacted, you know, the messages, the chariots of Israel are in play, man. Esau Edom has a very short time and he knows it. And that's why he's doing the things that he's doing. All right? And this racial hate that's being orchestrated against Jake here in America. And it started with the Northern Kingdom, just like the man of the great millstone said, and why these false prophets and other people in denial, these agents for Esau, these prophets for hire. Okay? So I'm going to read 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, and then I'm going to let this video play out from Arrows of Indignation, and we'll end the video with that. All right, so this is 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter. Let me read verses 1 through 8. And through 9. All right. Maybe through 11. No, through 12. Let's do it. And it reads, and he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And when the Lord visits the world he's made, that is the time of Jacob's trouble. All right? Because Jacob's trouble comes during the collapse, during World War III, during the implementation of the injectable. That's where we are. Therefore, when there shall be earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, there's been tens of thousands of earthquakes just in the last month alone in different parts of the world. All right. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, all those are happening. Then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world have the beginning and the end is manifest. Even so the times of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. How is a bus driving along and then a pole falls in front of it and behind it, and it does so for miles in front of it and miles behind it while it's on its route? Do you understand? All right. And everyone that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works and by the faith whereby ye believe. So the people of the Lord, the men of the Lord have been prophesying and telling you, Lord's will, we here, the great millstone, many of us are among those men, because no group, even AI told you that no one is thorough into breaking down prophecy and breaking down the Bible as the great millstone. Even AI sided with us on that matter. All right, because you got these people that don't want to hear. They want to hear the smooth thing. You know, tell us lies, tell us smooth things. You got those people out there, and they're always voicing a dumbass opinion on a brother's video. And it says, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. See that, and that being the elect. Go read Ephesians, the 1st chapter. Then shall they be in pitiful case, all you scoffers, and all you who took the bag, all you cigarette, weed smoking, pill popping, lean drinking, turning up, and in violation of the law, all you party on the Passover. It's an Israelite party. It's an Israelite party. You know, teaching opposite of the Bible, that you can't have multiple wives when the Bible clearly says that you can. For such, now it's not, you know, I'm just saying that because the Bible allows it. It's not always, you know, a good thing to do it in this society. All right. But it's not unlawful according to the laws of heaven. That's why the laws of heaven are about to be applied on earth as it is in heaven, just like it says in the Lord's Prayer. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they have loathed my law while they yet had liberty, and when yet place of repentance was upon them, understood not, but despised it. The same must know it after death by pain. Let the pain come to you, piece of shit, no good ninjas. So without any further ado, a time like never before by Arrows of Indignation. Shout out to you, brother. Shalom.
We're under attack right here, people of color in this country, as this president has emboldened them to move this to be a white nation. People of color are going to find themselves under attack. This is a map of hate groups in the United States. These are the real sleeper cells.
Exactly. The real
These
problem.
are the real enemy.
The real terrorists.
You can go back and watch this video, and you will see that attack on those children.
And let me add, a lot of those hate groups are within your government. They're in the military. They're in law enforcement. They're lawyers. They're judges. All right. Many of them, I'll say it again. Many of those hate groups, let me go back. Salaki, I said I wasn't going to say anything, but that the Spirit put it on my mind. That map right there that shows you all these hate groups, all right, that are in America. They are law enforcement. Those are police officers. Those are people in the military. And those are people within your government. All right. They are part of that as well.
Enemy from within. You can go back and watch this video, and you will see that attack on those children was a deliberate, premeditated attack. Lynchings, kidnappings involving people of color are on the rise. Not by coincidence. Protect yourself. Be aware. So I'm going to say this with as much caution as I can, because I live in Arizona, and they did a lot of the drills, and a lot of the white supremacists that participated in January 6th came out of Arizona or had training done here in Arizona. So I'm very cautious of how I speak, especially since I've been followed by the Oath Keepers. But know who your neighbors are. Know who you're working with. Your co-workers. Pay attention to their extracurricular activities. You know, the guys that go hunting or go out with the boys on their days off. There are a lot of sleeper cells right here in this country, and they're people we think that we know, our neighbors, our co-workers, the guy at the grocery store. In their off time, these are the guys running around in mask, supporting ICE, causing destruction. Right here.
So there's bodies that are being found washing up on shore that are shackled from their hands and their feet. But do you know who's not reporting any of this? Notice you haven't heard a word of this on any American news outlet.
Yep.
No ABC, no CNN, no Fox News, no channel in the U.S. is reporting this. There's no Washington Post. There's no Wall Street Journal. There's no...
They're in on it.
There's no American journalists that are covering this. You don't find that oddly suspicious that not one American news company or outlet is reporting that bodies are washing up on shores where their hands are shackled and their feet are shackled? Whose hands and feet are being shackled as they're boarding things in the U.S. right now? When I did find it on MSN, look how the picture is portrayed here. You don't see the problem with that? You see the difference? How Dublin News reported this, how other countries are reporting this without putting in some weird-ass picture. See how they just use pictures of vacation spot, beach-like type photos? But the One American brand news made sure to use this picture. I
want to be very clear that I have no reason to directly connect these two stories. These are two unrelated stories. The reason I'm sharing this, however, is because we are living in a time when we cannot afford to be naive. We are living in a time when we need to pay attention. And changes have been made to our government that cause it to not be doing its job. Firing of inspectors general. Purging the highest ranks of our military officers. Preventing members of Congress from performing their oversight duties. So what you have here is you have one story that migrants in the United States have been routinely shackled at the waist, wrists, ankles, and loaded onto cargo planes. Not just cargo planes, but cargo planes with the rear doors that can open mid-flight. Completely separate story. 5 corpses with their hands and feet bound have been found floating in the sea off the coast of Majorca. And since January, 31 bodies have been recovered there. Again, no reason to have these two stories directly connected, but we cannot be so naive as to think that things don't happen. I very much would like to know how it is that people are ending up floating up on beaches in the Mediterranean, shackled. This article here suggests that they're believed to be migrants who are attempting to travel the dangerous route from Algeria to Spain by... What migrants travel in shackles? That's something I very much do not understand. What do you mean that they're believed to be migrants who are attempting to travel the dangerous route from Algeria to Spain by boat? So, this is one story. This is another. The other part of not being naive that I want to pay attention to. So, you have to ask yourself, and I know there are a bunch of people out there who are ready to jump in and say, oh, no, it's more efficient to transport people by cargo planes. No, it's not. No, it's more economical and more efficient to use passenger planes for people, for passengers. You can get more people on the planes. They are more cost effective. Cargo planes are not cost effective. So forget about that argument. So then why do you do it? Well, maybe they're doing it to create fear, to create a sense of terror. All right. Another concern is maybe they're doing it to condition, both to condition people who get loaded onto planes to think this is normal, this is just how we do it, don't worry about this, and to condition those of us who are watching. So that when you've got somebody like me who raises concerns, I'm made to look foolish. You know, hey, why are you worrying about that? There's nothing really going on here. It's just the way we do things. It's conditioning us to think it's okay until such time as it's not okay and it's being used for more nefarious purposes. And of course, then we've got our potential worst case scenarios of why this is being done. We cannot afford to be naive. We cannot stop paying attention. We do not have sufficient government oversight, making sure that more nefarious things don't happen. And extremists have been welcomed, taken into the fold with this current administration. And so even if this current administration is not ordering atrocities, the extremists that they are in bed with will read between the lines of the things their great leader says and take actions on their own, thinking that they're aligned with the cause.
So none of them are being arrested or punished for this. It's obvious. You now have 61 bodies as evidence, but it's not on any of the MSM mainstream networks in America. Or like he said, you know, it's not in the Post. It's not in any. It's not being covered. All right. So with that, I want to give all praises, all honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Brakah, Kodash, Kwam, Yasharala, Abad, Babal.